stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk.
What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. I go by the name Black Pegasus. And what is this? What is this? BTS. Don't know what it stands for. Never heard of these dudes. I just keep seeing people on YouTube reacting to these guys. And what I just heard right there sounds like something I've heard on the radio a million times. It did sound hot. It did sound hot, but what's going on? So you guys are going to have to fill me in. But before we get into this reaction of BTS Korean hieroglyphics, Dynamite, like, share, and comment on all of the content. But most importantly, subscribe. We just hit 45,000 subs, trying to get to 50K, then 100K. But, yo, let's get it rolling. 40-year-old boys are back in town. 40. Boys are back in town. 40-year-old boys are back in town. The boys are back in town. 40-year-old FUQ Boys podcast. Malt liquor for your ears. 40. All right, you guys, now let's get into it, man. We're going to react to BTS. Now, I'm not really familiar. I know they're Korean from everything I've seen. Well, which I haven't seen much of. But I know this isn't normal for the channel either, because normally I react to just like hip-hop, lyrical miracle stuff. But I thought this was intriguing. Like, I keep seeing these people reacting to these guys, and it looks like a Korean boy band. And I'm like, where have I been that I'm not familiar with this? So we're going to react to this. Before we get started, you guys, make sure you hit that like button for your boy. Subscribe to the channel. And, yo, me and Don did it. We went out, Santa Claus and the elf. We went out, spread Christmas cheer. So just remember, any super chat that you dropped in November or December, those are going to donations. We're going out to people, giving people money, gifts, all types of stuff to spread Christmas cheer. I think you're going to like what we came up with this weekend, and we're going to do it until, like December 10th or something like that. But we also got a Christmas toy drive concert December 10th and December 17th in Fort Collins and Colorado Springs. So all the people who've been supporting the channel, dropping super chats and all that stuff, just know it's going to an awesome place. And you guys will get to see it because we're filming this stuff to spread the Christmas cheer and that give back spirit. So without further ado, let's get this started. Now, this is wild. I mean, just looking at this, actually, let's listen to some of this track. Let's get into this. This is BTS Dynamite. Let's go.
Cause I'm in the stars tonight. So watch me bring the fire, set the night light. Shoes on, get up in the morning, cup of milk.
A little bit of MJ influence right there with the little move. Now, this is interesting because who's the dude? Bruno Mars. That's what it reminds me of. I mean, you guys let me know what it reminds you of. It sounds like a pop hit that I hear on rhythmic radio with Bruno Mars. Now, I don't listen to the radio, so maybe maybe they're playing this on the radio. Maybe this thing has 1 billion, almost 2 billion views. What the This is craziness. And I've never heard of these dudes. They're giving me like a Korean NSYNC type of vibe, but their sound like that, just from that intro. That's hot.
Rock and roll, kink out, kick the drum, rolling on like a rolling stone. Sing song when I'm walking home, jump up to the top of the brown. Ding dong, call me on my phone, nice tea, and I'll get my ping pong. This is getting heavy, can't hear the bass, boom, I'm ready. Life is sweet as honey, yeah, this beach chain like money. This go all alone, I'm into that, I'm good to go, I'm diamond, you know I glow up. Hey, so let's go. Cause I'm in the stars tonight, so watch me.
I do get kind of like a, hopefully this ain't mean, kind of like a feminine vibe from these brothers. Like, it looks like they're wearing a lot of makeup. There's a lot of pastel colors. That's the vibe I'm getting from this. you know, I get the pretty boy thing, right? Like, oh, handsome young men. But I am getting a little bit of a feminine vibe from this. Am I tripping? You guys let me know. And I'm so maybe I should look this up at the end, because I'm like, they're a Korean pop group, from what I understand. I'm trying to figure out why they're singing in English. Because, you know, from all the YouTubers I saw, like Mr. Beast, he was saying English is like the least spoken language on YouTube. Like, there's bigger languages. And so but anyways, I'm like, who wrote their stuff? Do these dudes speak English at all? Like, I'm totally in the dark. So y'all are going to be like, yo, I know. Well, who knows? Some of y'all might be like, what are you doing with this on your channel? But this is interesting to me. Okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So there's 7 of them? Is that what it is? Because normally there's like 5 dudes in a boy band type of thing. Definitely doing the Michael Jackson thing. I get it. They're saying it's off the wall. At that part, he's saying off the wall. Then he's doing the Michael Jackson moves. So, okay, I get that. All right, little player. Can you hear the bass boom? I'm ready. Yeah. This bitch like money. Yeah, because my man looked like he wearing makeup. So is this I just don't know what's going on here. Is this for like the chicks, or is this for like dude? I don't know. I'm lost here a little bit. You know let's go. I mean, this is a hit. This is obviously a hit. I mean, who am I? I'm like, oh, this is a hit. Oh, duh. It has 2 billion, almost 2 billion. It's like 1.6 billion views. So it has as many views as much money as Jay-Z has, basically. I'm thrown off a little bit. It looks like there's a Space Jam t-shirt right here. And maybe I'm tripping. You guys tell me, but I am a fan of other people's cultures because we're in America, the melting pot. So I'm just tripping because this just seems very Americanized, you know, like all of our cultures. I see polo in here, like just a lot of stuff. I'm curious what Korean culture is like, you know, like what would they, you know, I don't know. Seems kind of like now, again, the song, dude, this is a hit. Like I could just hear this. You could play this for your kids. Like I get it. It's a hot track. I just, you know, that's what. That sounded like a female vocals right there. See, I'm getting like female vibes. Like that's a female. Am I missing something? But maybe it's not. Maybe it's a dude. But the vocals too, I'm kind of getting that vibe. I don't know. Shining through the city with the little fucking soul. Light it up like dynamite. That background is ill. That's tight. Yeah, I get the disco vibe. That's why I was kind of getting the Bruno Mars type of thing with the music. I feel like I almost feel like I've heard Bruno Mars do something like this, to be honest with you guys. All right, there we have it. Hey. BTS. So, I don't know, man. I mean, no question. Hot track, banger in the sense of radio pop, rhythmic joint. You know, it makes me wonder who wrote this, right? Like, is this, are they signed to a Korean label? Like, I mean, whoever's writing, like, you got to remember, writing at this level to make hits is very, very, I mean, every moment of that sounded, you know, like a hit. Like, oh, this is intentional. So let me hear. BTS, let me see what boy band. Let me see what pops up, because I'm super curious about this. I've never heard about these brothers. Unseen videos, BTS, FIFA World Cup, Qatar, go viral. BTS, also known as Bangtan Boys, is a South Korean boy band that formed in 2010 and debuted in 2013 under Big Hit Entertainment. The septet consisting of members Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, co-writes and co-produces much of their own material. Holy smoke. So they do it themselves. Who's the leader? Kim Namjoon. Let's see here real quick. That's interesting. So they write their own music, would seem like. Okay, consisting of members. It says all the members, and then it says and Jungkook co-writes and co-produces. Wow. Okay. Is BTS signed to an American label? Because I'm just mad curious. I don't even know how something this big has flown. Yes, BTS was signed to Columbia Records. BTS made several first for K-pop in the U.S. under Columbia Records. Okay, so that would make sense. Where do they live? Universal Music's new BTS distribution deal is only its latest. BTS leaves Columbia for Universal Music Group in the U.S. It's interesting. This is massively interesting. Let me see where the video was that we were just watching. I'm one of these dudes that has a million tabs up. My bad. All right, so before I pulled this up, I was like, is this valid? All right, man, I'm just doing a reaction now. But I saw this. BTS members are joining the military. Here's how much it will cost Southern Korea's economy. Is that real? The biggest boy band in the world is joining the military. Members of K-pop phenomenon BTS will be enlisting. Hold on, I kind of want to see.
The biggest boy band in the world is joining the military.
Okay, so this is crazy too, you guys. Because there's this, what is his name? He goes by the Korean Zombie in UFC. I forget his real name. That's unfortunate. I used to know it. But I'm drawing a blank right now because I haven't watched UFC in a while because I've been totally wrapped up in this YouTube thing. But the Korean Zombie he was like on a title run, just going crazy. And he had to get out of the UFC for like 2 or 4 years because he had to serve in the military because I guess men have to serve in the military in Korea or something like that. You guys fill me in the chat or the comments. But I just saw this when I was searching up BTS. This is wild. Let's see.
The biggest boy band in the world is joining the military. It's true. Members of K-pop phenomenon BTS will be enlisting in the South Korean military. The policy, known as conscription, requires all able-bodied men in South Korea to serve its military for at least 18 months. The band announced a hiatus through 2025.
Hold on, let me think. I'm dumb. 18 months, 12 plus 6, so a year and a half. So that must have been what Korean Zombie did from the UFC as well.
During their, quote, dinner party back in June. While the question of conscription was top of mind for many, the band framed their break as a pivot to focus on solo pursuits. When markets opened the following day, investors began dumping shares of BTS's management company, which lost $1.7 billion of market cap in the first hour of trading. As the band's eldest member Jin neared the age of conscription, questions around the possibility of exemption mounted. Jin's age had already been the impetus behind one revision to South Korea's Military Service Act. Just 3 days before the artist's 28th birthday, what came to be known as the BTS Law adjusted the maximum age of conscription for K-pop singers from 28 to 30 years old. On October 17th, though, the band's label confirmed via Twitter that each member of the global K-pop sensation would complete his obligation to serve, with Jin set to begin his service this November.
That's right now. This November is right now. It's the end of November. We just had Thanksgiving. This is crazy.
The impact of BTS's conscription is likely to extend beyond an upset fan base, with actual economic consequences. Physical and digital consumption revenue calculations found that BTS was the #1 global recording artist in 2020 and 2021, with dozens of sold-out shows, 2 Grammy nominations, and 4 tracks in the Billboard Top 10 best-selling US digital hits. The power of BTS's worldwide success has brought measurable prosperity to South Korea's culture, economy, and industry. It's known as the BTS Effect. After the band's hit song Dynamite topped the Billboard 100 list,
Yo, that's what we just listened to. Hold up.
the Korean Culture and Tourism Institute found that the BTS song generated nearly 8,000 jobs and $439 million for the South Korean.
This is true. This is true. There's a trickle-down economy from music. So I learned this touring with Tech9 because I was a small fish. You know, I went on tour just as a local opener a lot of times, sometimes regional opener. But there's all this trickle-down money that I saw, right? Like, so Tech9's getting all his bread. You know, they got their stuff on lock. But then I would open up. I would sell merchandise. I'd make money off merchandise. Maybe I'd get a sponsor because they wanted to be attached to the show and they couldn't be attached to Tech9. There's so many little things. You know, we're talking about concessions. We're talking now with this big of a brand, you know, you're talking about clothing, you know, toys. Like, I mean, there's a huge trickle-down economy for this stuff. So that's really crazy to think, like, if you get this popular, how much it could affect the economy. This is so weird that I've just heard of these dudes.
A 2019 Hyundai Research Institute report found that BTS was generating an estimated $3.9 billion in economic value per year, approximately 0.3% of the country's total GDP. That's revenue equivalent to about 35 mid-sized companies. South Korea's tourism industry ranks among the top 60 countries worldwide, and BTS brings in hundreds of thousands of tourists to South Korea each year. In 2017, one in every...
That is crazy. I remember the Michael Jordan effect because Jordan was so good, all the Bulls games would sell out everywhere, even away games, because everyone just wanted to see Michael Jordan play. You see this with the greats. You saw it with Mike Tyson. You saw it with Michael Jackson. You saw it with Michael Jordan. The greats, just there's an effect where everyone wants to see it and get that glimpse of greatness. And these dudes they're that big. I mean, this is wild.
13 of the country's foreign visitors said BTS was the reason behind their trip. How the influence of BTS might taper going forward remains to be seen, as each of its 7 members step back from music.
It's just crazy because, like, these jackets right here, so this one and this one gives me, like, a Korea vibe. But I feel like, you know, a lot of the stuff I was seeing is giving me a lot of American fashionista stuff, but who am I? I'm no fashion person. I'm just a simple man. I like beans and rice.
And into their new roles in the South Korean armed forces. For fans of the band, all hope is not lost. During an August parliamentary...
It's crazy because they said one of them's 28, and all of them look like 21 to me, or like 19 or 18. That's crazy. You know, they'd be like, black don't crack. Nah, homie, Korean, buddy.
Session, South Korea's defense minister said, "I believe there will be a way for us to give them the opportunity to practice and allow them to leave the country and perform anytime if they have overseas concerts scheduled. Until then, listeners will have to rely on BTS's 9 studio albums and 42 singles to hold them over."
Wow. I'm kind of like massively fascinated because, like, I literally seen the homie Ray react. He always does. It's always like BTS reaction, something. And then I just keep seeing people react to these dudes. So I was like, you know what? What is this? This is so fascinating. Let me see one more thing before I get out of here. My bad. This is a reaction gone wrong. Reaction gone, but hey, whatever. BTS. Does BTS speak English? I think they do. I would think they do. Oh, I need to be in Google. I'm tripping. Let's see real quick. Does BTS speak English? All BTS members understand English and often speak English during interviews. After spending so much time abroad, it's only natural that the boys picked up some English. Although RM is the only member who is fluent in the language, each of the BTS members can understand and can speak a little English. Well, that's interesting because I don't remember them saying RM was the one writing the music, right? And I don't know if all their music's in English. It's just the first song I heard. But it sounded so hot. Kind of would make me think. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So Jin, Suga, J-Hope, RM, Jimin, Vey, and Junjuk. And then the co-writes and co-produces much of their own material. So I don't know. You guys. Anyways, yo. Holler back, youngin'. Ooh. Do you rock with BTS? Have you ever heard of them? To me, it sounds like a BTS. It sounds like I don't know, like, what is that? Bowel syndrome or something like that. Like, that's what it just sounds different to me. But I was like, yo, these dudes are hot. They're popping. And here we are. So looks like they're getting in the military. So I got on the train way late because the train's pretty much derailing. Sounds like they're probably going to have some solo career, some this, some that. It's really interesting, man. I don't know the story of how they came together. I'm more curious about that. Reacting to the song is hot. The song is fire. The video's fire. The visuals for me, I was getting like, like a metrosexual or like a little bit of a feminine kind of vibe. Felt like they were like wearing mad makeup, colorful hair. To each his own. The songs were hot. Gave me a Bruno Mars type of feel with the... That was horrible. Anyways, I was getting that type of vibe from that. And then what else? Oh, the Michael Jackson moves. I love it. That's dope. But it's interesting. K-pop. So K-pop is a thing. I've heard the words because who was the first K-pop star? Gundam Style. The dude with the sunglasses. Gundam Style, right? Right? Am I tripping? I don't know, man. Anyways, you guys, if you enjoyed this reaction, make sure you hit that like button, comment, share, but most importantly, subscribe. Trying to get to that 50K mark, then to 100K, then to a milli. That's a huge jump, 100 to a milli, but we can do it. Anyways, yeah, and look out for the new content dropping on the channel. Have some new music videos on the way, but especially our reactions and our Christmas special. We went out. I'm telling you guys, we actually made a few people cry by giving, just going out, giving out Christmas cheering and giving people presents in the mall, in the streets, at gas stations. It was really fun. So those will be coming up soon. Just got to get them edited and put on the channel. But all December, those drop. And anyone who's leaving super chats on the channel, all of that goes to these, you wouldn't call it a prank. I don't know, whatever the heck it is when we go out in the streets and give away stuff. So it's going on all month. Yo, thank you guys. I love you guys. 40.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ boy.